My name is Caleb. Today people sing songs about the mighty Gideon and his 300 men, but I was there. I was one of the 1,000 sent home in shame before the battle even began. And what I saw that night taught me everything I know about God and about men. For 7 years, we were ghosts in our own land. The Midianites would come at harvest time, a tide of destruction that left nothing behind. We were farmers, not warriors. We hid in the mountains. We threshed wheat in secret winter presses, and we prayed to a God who felt very far away. Then we started hearing whispers about a man named Gideon, a man from a weak clan who had met an angel of the Lord, a man who had torn down his own town's altar to Baal in the dead of night. When he blew the trumpet, a fire I thought had long died out was rekindled in our hearts. An army gathered, 32,000 men. I was one of them. For the first time in years, we felt like sons of Israel again. We had swords in our hands and hope in our hearts. We were finally going to fight back. We were finally going to be free. But Gideon came before us, and his words were not what we expected. He said God had told him the army was too big, that if we won, we would boast it was by our own strength. His first command was simple. Whoever is fearful and trembling, let him go home. I held my breath. My own hands were clammy, but I would rather die than admit it. I watched as 22,000 men turned and walked away. 2/3 of our army gone without a single sword being drawn. We who remained, the 10,000, we felt proud. We were the brave ones, the true warriors. But God told Gideon we were still too many. He led us down to the spring to drink. It was a strange test. As we reached the water, most men knelt down, putting their faces right into the stream to drink their fill. But a few of us, ever watchful, lapped the water from our cup hands, our eyes still scanning the hills for the enemy. I was one of them. I thought, this is what a true soldier does. But Gideon sent us home. All 9,700 of us. The men who knelt, the ones who were not cautious, they were the ones chosen. The final army was just 300 men. I was devastated, humiliated. I had passed the test of fear, only to fail a test I didn't even understand. What was wrong with me? Why had God rejected me? I couldn't go home. I couldn't face my family. So I sat on that hill in the darkness, watching the Midianite camp below, a sea of torches that was as numerous as the sand on the seashore. I was watching what I thought would be a massacre. A suicide mission for the 300 brave souls left behind. Then, in the middle of the night, I saw it. The 300 men moved. They weren't armed with swords and shields for a charge. They held clay jars and torches hidden inside them, and trumpets. On Gideon's signal, a sound unlike anything I'd ever heard erupted. The shattering of 300 jars. The blast of 300 trumpets from all sides. In a cry that shook the very ground, a sword for the Lord and for Gideon, the Midianite camp exploded into chaos. In the darkness, confused and terrified by the light and sound, they turned on each other. They thought they were surrounded by a massive army. They slaughtered one another in their panic and fled into the night. I sat on that hill, my sword useless in my hand, and I wept. Not in shame, but in awe. I finally understood. God hadn't rejected me because I was a bad soldier. He had rejected me because I was a good soldier. He had rejected our entire army of thousands because he didn't need our strength. He wanted to show Israel that he alone was our strength. The victory wasn't won by the 300. It was won by the one. And being sent away was the greatest lesson he ever taught me.